paid every penny, just about. And then Tony was one of the first people that stood up for himself in a situation we won't go into, but to stand up for himself, he'd rather not continue his career than be in a position that he was in. And we signed him, and Darren Barker fell injured off a bill, and Tony headlined against Edison Miranda at Alexander Palace. Then he boxed Roberto Bellonti, and he got probably the worst cut I've ever seen. And then he boxed Isaac Chilemba in a final eliminator in one of the worst fights I've ever seen. And then he was supposed to become mandatory to Adonis Stevenson, and at the end of that fight it was a draw, and there was no mandatory. So we had to put the fight on again. He boxed him on the undercard of the Frock Kessler fight, in a much better fight this time. He ripped it from Chilemba. We went to Canada to fight Adonis Stevenson, the guy who was like a skeleton on the scales. How he was even in a ring at 175 pounds, I'll never know. And he got stopped that night, and we went back to change room, and we said, you have to move up to cruiserweight. Moved up, fought Valery Brudov, Dos Santos, and then boxed Nathan Cleverly on pay-per-view, headlined his first pay-per-view show. Again, wasn't the best fight we've ever seen. And then he went and found himself, blagged it into a Creed movie for 7 months, and then he came back in an 8-rounder in Leeds, and then he boxed what I will always remember as a defining moment in his career against Mateusz Masternak at the O2 for very, very small money on the Joshua White undercard, in a fight that could have gone either way, with Dave Coldwell telling him in the 12th round, giving him a slap and saying, you have to go and win this round, and he did. And he won the European title, and that was probably the defining moment. I promised him that if he beat Masternak, I would get him a world title fight. And for 5 months I tried, and there was nothing. And I was in a Chinese one day in Salisbury-Worth, and Maurizio Suleiman phoned me and said that Gregory Ziod has retired. Would Tony like to fight for the vacant world title against this guy, Makabu? I looked him up. He was 19-0 with 18 knockouts. I phoned Tony. I said, I've got unbelievable news. I finally delivered your world title shot. I told him the name. He was like, fuck's sake, not him. He told me he wanted to do it at Goodison. We went to Goodison. They basically said no. Tony said, get another meeting, I'll come with you. We all went into the boardroom. We blagged it to do it on Bank Holiday Sunday, which appeared like the worst idea in the history of ideas. Got about 18,000 in there, about 3 weeks' notice, on one of the greatest nights of so many people's lives in this room, when he became WPC World Champion. He went away, he boxed BJ Flores, and somehow he blagged himself into a fight with David Haye. He kicked the Toblerone at him, he jumped out of the ring and almost then back into the ring. And he told me he wanted to fight him, and he told me he'd fight him. And somehow we found ourselves in that fight with David Haye. I didn't really think he had much of a chance, but I knew that he would make a lot of money. More money than he'd ever made in his whole career combined. He stops him in just an unbelievable night, and then the rematch is even bigger. This time he takes the lion's share and beats David Haye, and really it's all over. And probably the person that I didn't want him to fight was Oleksandr Usyk or Gassier, but he couldn't resist it. And tonight I watched not just a great individual, but a great fighter. You know, someone that has improved so much with Dave Coldwell. Now, when we were talking earlier to the press about like the Nathan Cleverly fights, you've gone from being not even really world level in that fight to being elite level. And I think we'll all agree we're very, very proud of this man and what he's achieved. And I'm so proud that the British public have got to see the real Tony Bellew. You know, not this loudmouth scouser who couldn't even hardly stand up at 175 pounds, kept telling you what he was going to do, but actually couldn't do it. To someone that has fought everybody, that is a great man, great father, great husband, a great role model for young boxers, someone that's given everything to the sport. And tonight is closure. It's all over. You know, and he can leave having earned a huge amount of money, having won British, Commonwealth, European and World Championships, and boxed in an undisputed fight. So I just want to say how proud we all are of you, mate. You deserve it. Okay, say a few words before Tony.
just been an incredible, unbelievable ride. I don't know. It's been the best 5 years of my life. From him asking me to coach him and work with him, it's taken me to have some unbelievable memories. It's changed my family's life, and I've had respect of a lot of you people in here that I never had before. So I've got a lot to thank Tony Bellew for. Every training session has been never something that it's work, it's a chore. Trust me, it's painful because I'm me, not very big, getting blasted on pads by him. It's hard work, but the banter, the personality, just everything about him is not just my fighter. It's not just my fighter that I work with. He's a friend, and I've got very few people in my life outside of my family that I can count on as friends. He's one of them, and he's the first person that I'd always pick up the phone if I needed him. And it's been the best 5 years of my life, and I just want to say thank you.
So?
I don't know what to say. I don't know. Part of me feels I've failed again, but I don't know.
You haven't failed at all?
No.
She said I haven't failed. I'm not arguing with her. A part of me feels like that, but it's boxing at the highest level, so you've got to accept you can't always win. A part of me doesn't care about the money. I couldn't give a fuck about money, and I've made fucking enormous amounts of money. Lord, I can't believe I've got it, to be honest. And I'm not flash with it. I don't spend it. I mean, I wear this watch, and it's fucking unbelievably flash, but I didn't pay for it. The sponsors. I can't be honest. I didn't pay for it. I mean, I would pay for it if I had it, but I've got it. But I can't condone it. It's an amazing watch. This stuff. Thank you very much. I don't know. Tonight, it's over. I've been doing this for 20 years now. 20 years I've been doing it. I just wanted to prove people wrong, and I didn't tonight, but
You did.
I showed that I could.
Not just tonight.
I don't know, mate. I've achieved only wildest dreams. I told you so, and I wasn't fishing around. I said I've had my moments, and I had my Goodison Park, and I really thought, by carrying on, I thought I'm stupid for doing it because someone's going to give me a fucking good hiding one day, and I've never really had a hiding, in all honesty. And I don't think tonight I got a hiding, and I've wanted it, but it just doesn't come. But he was just no excuses. Listen, I could tell you incidents and things, and I could tell you things that happen in camp. I won't make any excuses. You will not know about what's happened in camp. I lost to the best fighter I've ever faced in my life. I'm not weight trained. I'm not weight grade. I lost to the best fighter I've ever seen. I've ever faced. He was awkward. He was intelligent. He fell for me traps a few times. When I thought he definitely didn't think I could box with him. He definitely didn't see that. And my little adjustments with the feet, but ultimately got me. And if I'm being honest, I got tired. The first time in my whole entire career, I got tired. I don't know why it happened or how it happened, but yeah, man, I just got tired. He's brilliant. I have no bad words to say about him. I only wish him well. I'm a fan. In all honesty, I told you I was a fan before he even got in the ring with him. I'm a fan after he beat me. So no excuses. I gave it everything I had. I couldn't have prepared any better. I've had a fantastic team. You know what? I wish I'd have started my career with the two of them. I've had Gary with me since day one. My dad's been my greatest fan and supporter. I can't thank them enough. Rachel's been there since Heatwave's bats when I was fighting for Stocky ABC and then going to Rotunda ABC. She said, what are you going to Rotunda for? You're round the twist in the North End, the South End kid going to the North End of Liverpool. I've had a fantastic. I've won. I've sit here as a loser tonight and I feel heartbroken and fucked. But mate, I've won in life. You got to understand, when I left school, well, when I was expelled from school, defending a school teacher by knocking out the kid who smashed the can of Ribena in the face, I had nowhere to go. My 3 boys are multi-millionaires, and I've earned it every single penny by fucking punching people in the face. I never dreamed this would ever be possible. I had no way out when I left school. There was nothing for me to do. I've come from great parents. I've got the best father anyone could wish for, and I've got a good mum. So I'm proud of what I've done. It's just hard coming up like this. I thought I'd get to go out on a whim, I lost to a great champion, mate, so there's nothing I can say. Thank you all for your support. Yeah, I've got a fucking hole in my lip the size of a penny. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing more I can say. I wish I'd have started my career with him, because when I come to not skint, I bluffed him to fuck. Tried to tell him I had a few quid and I was fucking skint. The court battle against the other fucker. I'd summed up every penny I'd earned in that world title fight. Do you understand how much it was to go to a court when you haven't got a clue what's going on? Do you know how intimidating it was to get in the ring against Edison Miranda? And I had to sign a £10,000 cheque that Robert Smith made me sign. He wouldn't let me fight unless I signed him a £10,000 cheque to get in the ring. Because that's how much my manager wanted. He made me do that before I got in the boxing against Edison Miranda. And his words were, you'll not get in that ring until you give me a cheque for £10,000. 20 minutes before I walked to the ring. Do you understand? I remember getting the phone call. I was in a hotel and I was my sponsors paid for me to go to Brooklyn in America to train and spar, and he helped me financially massively. And like I said, never had a pot to piss in, and he believed in me and he believed in the dream with me. I remember getting the phone call and they was willing to put up 100 grand for me in court, and that's the only thing that stopped that cunt carry on going in the court. He put up 100 grand, my friends put up 100 grand for me on my behalf, and that's why he didn't follow through, and I'll beat him in court. Not one of the fighters beat that man in court. Not one single one had beat him. Well, I did, because he lost. And you know what he lost? He lost possibly the most money he's lost by losing any fighter he's ever lost, bar than Nassim Ahmed, because he lost a fortune. Because right now, mate, I have earned a fucking fortune, and he hasn't earned a penny off me. Not a single penny. And I'll always have bitterness towards him for what he done. He tried to take my career away, and his words were he's going to stop me earning for me and my kids. But you know what, mate, you haven't. You never. You were my greatest victory ever was beating you. Was beating him. That was my greatest victory. Beating that horrible man who tried to stop me earning a living for my kids. So, sorry to talk about someone like that, but he who laughs last, laughs loudest. Mate, I won a world title at Goodison Park, the greatest fucking football ground in the world. Yes, I've been fucked tonight, but so what? I went out against the best cruiserweight. Mate, he can lay claim to being the greatest cruiserweight of all time. People tell me I was up after the fight. I don't know, in all honesty. I just thought it was a close fight and I was outboxing the rounds. I could never really cop him with the right angle. I wanted to cop him with. He was very intelligent. And as I said to all you guys before it, his greatest asset is his feet. His feet dictate fights. He's exceptional. I have no excuses. Eddie told you what happened in the Adonis Stevenson fight. I only classed that as the other loss of my career. I genuinely lost to that man. Tonight, there is no excuses. There is no. He told you the reasons in Canada. I've never come out and said I lost in Canada because I was trained at the weight. You've all seen it. Tonight, I lost to potentially the greatest cruiserweight that's ever lived. He can lay claim to it because he's done what no other cruiserweight's ever done. So, I can only thank you for the support that he's given me. I'm glad that people have been able to see a different side of me over these years, because like he said, I have always been a fucking mouthy scouser. And you know why I've been that? Because I always wanted to earn money through this, and I knew that's what people want. No one wants to see two fellas shake hands. No one wants to see two fellas. What they want to see, and what you all tune in to see, is some fella who goes, I'm going to punch your fucking face in, and you're going to punch my fucking face in. It's a shame that boxing's got to that, but it has. The mainstream boxing fans, it's gone so far down the ranks that it takes a lunatic to excite people again. And that's sad. That shows you how irrelevant boxing is becoming. But now, because of him, it's basically mainstream again. Anthony Joshua is as big a name as any footballer in this country, let's be honest. And when was the last time that a boxer in this country was a global name? There is no one. There is no other boxer in this country besides him. Nobody knows everyone like they know AJ, and he built that. He built him from scratch, from the very start up. So, and I've been very fortunate to be around these people. So when I started off, you got to remember, these Olympic gold medalists weren't flying around. I remember Chunky turning pro as an Olympic gold medalist, but there was never the excitement, and there was never everyone wants to see them turn up at the shows. I mean, football stadiums getting sold out, and it's not just a one-off for like a super unification fight like Kazai Kessler did many years ago. This is happening on a regular basis. Boxing in this country now is at an all-time high. People will say Tony Bellew saying that because you're there. No, but that's because he's done it. He's made us. He's made me. He's made my family financially secure for the rest of my life. I never have to work again if I don't want to. And let me tell you, as a kid leaving school with no qualifications, I never dreamed that possible. I never ever thought that was even a pipe dream. So I'm very happy with what I've done. Thank you all for what you've done for me right now over the years. Even the detractors, when you pick me to get beat, thank you, because it just motivates me. Tonight I threw one final shot at the dice. I'm not sorry I took him on. Usually fights in my position would say it was one too many. I'm not sorry I took him on, because I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I didn't take on the challenge. I had to. When he called me name, I had to take it on. In my mind, I had no choice. It wasn't his. He didn't best agree when I first called him. He did immediately, because he knows how good I can be. And my team, my people around me, Gary, Frank, my dad, my bird, it's been a long road. My wife, sorry. My wife, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because without her, mate, I'd have been locked up in a jail cell doing fucking madness. And I can promise you that, because I was always going to earn money. I'm a driven person, mate, and I'll get up there and found it one way. It's down to that girl, I was going to say bird again, that tells my wife that I'm not in that position. I found a way to do things the right way. My kids should be very proud of me, as I am proud of my father for the job that he's done with me and my mother. But understand, mate, in Liverpool, where I'm from, you leave school with no qualifications, you have nothing. You don't do fuck all. You do what everyone else works. So, thank you very much. I hate to end on a sour note. I've lived the dream. I've lived the dream. Tonight I took one final roll of the dice and I gave it everything I had. And the fact of the matter is, I just got tired. And I got beat up by a fantastic fighter, an absolutely brilliant champion. As I told him in the back when we were doing our drug tests, I only hope he doesn't go to the Giants, because they're the only people that will beat him. The Giants may be too much, but I'll tell you something, anyone who's in and around 6'3", he'll fucking pin them, and he'll make fools of people, because his footwork is exceptional. Yeah, I was a fan before, and I'm a fan after, and I just hope people remember me for the night to Goodison, and I'm so happy that I've done it. Goodison Park, I can't. Even winning tonight wouldn't have been touching the side. I'm amazed at the reception I've had. It's a Scouser in Manchester, and I can't believe they cheered them. They did, so I'm amazed. For those who don't understand, mate, Scousers ain't Manx and Manx ain't Scousers. That's just the way it is. But tonight they were brilliant for me. So Manchester, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. Every one of you guys, I appreciate you've wrote stories, you've done whatever you've done. But thank you. The only other way thing to say is now is, I just want to disappear. Please leave me alone.
No chance.
Before we leave,
Can you give us a little idea of what the future holds?
I just want to be a normal person. Mate. I've never wanted anything more than to be a normal man. You know what? I look back and I'm getting the 2 buses to the Thunder, the 86 and the 27. Being around Jimmy Albertina, one of the greatest people I've ever met. I just want to live normal life. I want to be able to have a laugh with my mates, so I want to be able to go for a meal with my family and someone's not video me eating food. I can't wait to play footy again. I'm shy, but you know what I mean? It's like a ball with 2 feet. I start playing the shooties, you know, I went to Finch Farm. I've been there all week getting treatment on my body for the last couple of weeks. So the lads, the players are my friends, and as you can imagine, I idolise the players. I'm a mad Everton fan. So they've got this shooties that they have. I'm only allowed to play the physios, the players aren't allowed to play, but I'm going to force a couple of the players to play my shooties. I'm going to force them to lose as well. Walk out, and at the end of it, you have to be a fucking winner at something. So I'm just going to say, I've been beat up. One is about letting me beat us in a fucking game of shooties. So I don't know, what does the future hold? I just want, in all honesty, I wanted to disappear. My plan was to fulfill my media obligations that I always do, and then November the 15th, change my number and give it to very few. In all honesty, I know I'm perceived as someone who's a loudmouth and a fucking lunatic, but I'm just quiet, mate. I don't want big things. I just want a nice life. All I want is to be happy, and my children to be happy. I don't really give a shit about much else. That's all I want. I want to be able to, when I feel like I want holiday, and it's amazing that I can do that. I woke up on Boxing Day this year and said to my kids, you know what, let's just go on holiday. I can't believe I was able to do it. And little things like that mean the world to me. So, I don't want to brag or say, you know, I've earned all this. Yeah, I have earned a small fortune. I've earned 500 grand for the first day. I earned 500 grand for the second day. And tonight I earned another 5 grand, 500, so I'm worth 1.5 million. And I've invested every single penny, so it's gone great. So for the taxman, if he's listening, I'll pay you your bills what you want, mate. So I'll give you a fucking fool. I'll give you well over the odds of what I've just told you. So listen, ultimately, I can't thank my team enough. My wife, my dad, my mum, my family, my brother, and then massive parts of them is these two. Under ABC changed my life. I didn't start there, I started with Jimmy, but when I went to the Thunder, I realised I met a man called Jimmy Albertina, and it changed everything for me. It made me realise that I could make a living out of boxing. When I met Dave Caldwell, I realised that living, and I realised that boxing was just more than me going out and chinning someone and telling everyone I'm great. I realised it was about how I learned to defend myself, how I learned to counterpunch. And massive, all the success that I've had later in my career is down to him. Thank you very much to Mick McAllister, a brilliant coach, a really good man. Like I say, I just wish I would have started with them. The most important thing in business at these kind of levels is trust and honesty. And while we've had many arguments, while we've had many ups and downs, he's always been honest. He's always told me what's coming in and what's going out. And that, you can't buy that. Matchroom Boxing is the most honest organisation boxing's ever seen. And believe you me, this fucking shithole has got a lot of scumbags in it. You guys are all journalists here. Talk to fighters. Just talk to the fighters. See how many have been ripped off. See how many have been broken down. See how many have been took to the cleaners. If it's not managers, it's promoted. Just look. I'm not telling you lies. Just speak to the fighters. They'll tell you saying, I couldn't have asked for a better person to look after me career. And I'm not, like I say, people say he's kissing his ass. I don't need to kiss Eddie's ass. We've had a fantastic relationship. Thank you very much. Everything he said he'd do in that Nando's in Sheffield, he's done. And everything I told him I would do, I've done. Tonight I just tried to take that one final step. And you know what? I wasn't good enough, but I'll be able to live with that forever. And if I wouldn't have took this fight, that would have fucking killed me. Because I would have always been, wasn't good enough. And the fact of the matter is, I just wasn't. He's better than me. I can accept that. Believe it or not, I can live with that. Some fighters can't, but I can. I just wouldn't have been able to walk away if I hadn't. So that's it, mate. Any questions? Just ask me what you want to know.
Yeah. So, Tony, you won't say it, but one of the reasons why everyone's enjoyed you so much is because you're so authentic as a person and as a prize fighter. You won't talk about that, of course, but is there some way that you walk away from the sport and you can admit that you perhaps put a template there for other people who can dream and come into boxing and make a way in the world from neighbourhoods that are very difficult to come out of?
I would hate to be looked at as a role model, but what I am happy to be looked at is people who come from the place I come from. So you come from South Liverpool, just Liverpool on whole. If you deem what I've done, if your sole goal is to make money and your sole goal is to be famous, yes, I can be a role for them, but understand, well, I suppose I've made loads of mistakes. I've done some horrible things I'm not proud of. I've done madness to earn money, but do you know what? When I put it all down, I have loads of regrets, but I've lived the best life I could, and since I ever had the glory, I've done the best by them I could. I stopped doing everything I was doing. I just tried to live a life that my son could be proud of. So, yeah, you guys here might never fail on the great height I've just failed tonight, but at the same time, very few will experience the great heights I've experienced. So if you class me as a role model for being that, then so be I don't personally can see it. I would rather look at someone like, I tell me look at AJ, or I tell them to look at someone, I don't know, there's loads of good role models out there, but for me, I couldn't personally say from outside my city to look at a role model, because I've done so many bad things over the years, but at the same time, I'm very proud of myself, because I understand what I've had to come through to get where I've got. Believe you me, mate, it hasn't been easy. Very few believed. When I first got into a boxing ring, I was told, you won't do this, you won't do that. People in my own amateur gym used to say to me, how can you say you're going to be a world champion? You haven't even won a novice title. I won a novice title. How can you say you're going to be an ABA champion? You're only a novice. I won the ABA title. First ABA title. I sat there and Jimmy had been dead for a year. And I remember thinking, that was winning a world title. No one thought I was winning an ABA title. Pete did report there. He thought I lost my first fight and I've seen the ABAs every the fucker. But then he said it was a really close decision. He backtracked great over the years. The further I kept going in the ABAs and winning, he kept backtracking going, he's great. He's followed me ever since. He's been Pete's my friend. I've had a mad story. Imagine, I could never have envisioned I would be sitting here now. I've just fought for the undisputed unified cruiserweight championship of the world against possibly the great. I'm not going to say it again because I'll always say about Holyfield. It's the real deal, innit? But that man can lay claim to it because he's done what he didn't do. So I can have that. I can accept that. I've gone out against the best fighter I've ever faced, and I've come into this with both eyes wide open. I just did think I was going to find a way. You know, I always try my best to, but it's definitely over now, mate. You will not see me in a boxing ring ever again. You will not see me much in the media spotlight. I don't like the media spotlight, it's not for me, so please, just leave me be. I just want to become normal again. Believe it or not, mate, I mean, I don't have to get the bus anymore all the time, but I'm going just to get back on it. So I've just like normal, I just like normal things. I love my city. I just want a normal life. I don't want all this shit and this pressure. I've had a massive amount of pressure on me since I turned professional being from Liverpool because, in all honesty, boxing became dormant in my great city. After Jimmy Neary left, at the time he left, things like that, it just died down a bit. Derry Matthews tried to revive it a little bit, but it was hard. A couple of others tried, but in all honesty, it was put on me. And I was topping bills in the Echo Arena for 10,000 people. I'm fighting having to get off the floor, and it's madness, mate. And I just want, I want the other boys to shine. I want Callum Smith to have his time. I want Callum Smith to fight at Anfield. And with my title, so I'm not the only one who's fought in a football stadium. I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to go down as John Conte's the greatest fighter my city's ever produced. I'm made up with that. As long as all you guys here know, I was fucking willing to fight anyone. I'm happy with that. I've won. Like I say, everything's sorted. I've won and I'm happy. So, just thank you very much, and please just leave me alone. I'm sorry.
But if you don't stop fucking talking. Next question.
Tony, just want to say thank you on behalf of the fans.
Thank you
for the Oval Mackenzie days, the Nathan Cleverly presser kickoffs from the start. It's been an awesome journey.
I look back and think, I really do.
He was very hungry.
Yeah. Just want to say thank you on behalf of the fans.
Thank you. Like I said to you, I wish when I look back, my only regrets are the slight regrets of how I started. Not how first, I'm very happy. I've had a great team around me the last 5-6 years. It's been fantastic. And for any fighters watching this, I've always said to you, I ain't the best. I'm just someone who works very hard. And these young boys coming through, there's boys better than me. Just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. And I've lived a life because I've lived a life. That's the one thing I can honestly say. I've never abused my body. I've never took a drug in my whole life. And I've lived a life. And people like him give me good opportunities. And I've took them with both hands, every single one. Never listened to these fellas. I can't get a break, I can't do this. They're full of shit. You just don't want it enough, or you don't work hard enough. I'm sick of hearing these fellas. Well, Bellew's lucky, Bellew's got lucky than this. Or I heard one fighter say, I wish to fight a great fighter. I was told he would have snapped his Achilles, but he didn't snap his Achilles in the fucking rematch, did he? Got bounced everywhere. I shouldn't really say that because I've got so much respect for him, and I always look up to David Day. But I had so much pressure on me going into that second David Day fight to prove to everyone it was fuck all to do with just the injury that he got. I've done that. I've done the impossible. Tonight, I tried to do the unimaginable, and it just didn't go right as well as we tried. I had a great camp, fantastic. Done the weight right. I can't say I didn't do any, so I just lost to the better man.
Tony, when you hear some of the things you mentioned and we've just heard there, is it difficult to know you won't get the chance to make any more as a professional boxer?
Make any more?
Memories as a professional boxer?
No, mate, because I've achieved everything. I've told you when I won an ABA title, I swear to you, I thought that was the height of my career. I really did. It was only down to Jimmy Albertina telling me he thought I could do more. I was told, he told John Doolan that he thought I could be, you know, a full world champion. And that's amazing to hear. I was one of the boys, I got trained under Jimmy Albertina for about 2 or 3 years. And understand this man trained dozens of champions, national champions. I was asked to carry Jimmy Albertina, one of the greatest things I've ever been asked, because of what Duke, who's one of his best friends, told me, that you would be a champion. I went on and I done it, you know, and I didn't just do it anywhere. I done it at Goodson Park, and Jimmy was also on my blue. So I know he will have been there that night. I always think of him all the time. I think of my brother-in-law all the time, as I did tonight. And my family's been through so much this last year. You can't even put it into words what I've been through. To lose such a young lad like that. I just want closure on my career's over. You guys have always called me Tony Bellew. I only created the name Tony Bellew to make me half on the ground. My name's Anthony Bellew, mate. I've never been. I'm Tony when I turn up with these cameras here. I've never been Tony Bellew. I'm Anthony. Everyone who truly knows me calls me Anthony. My father's never called me Tony in my life. My wife's never called me Tony in my life. Well, she does to take the piss sometimes. But I know she's taking the piss. Then no one really knows me, calls me Tony. So tonight it's over me. Tony Bellew died tonight. Anthony Bellew, he comes back alive, that little bastard who was expelled from school. So I just want one reality back. I want a normal life. And I will find it, because I will stay out of all your way for a good 12 months. Even though Sky want me to carry on working. And the plan is not TV. I just want to disappear for a bit. Thank all the boxing public. I think so many people wrote me off coming into this fight. And although I didn't need to go back and watch it on tape, I don't know exactly how it got, but I'm told I was winning on 2 cards and I was drawn.
Yeah, just to say on that.
He was level
5-2
after 3 hours. What happened?
I was 4-3 up on
Yeah, so the Russian judge had it level, surprisingly. Alejandro Lopez had you up by 3 rounds after the 7th. And Steve Gray had you up by 1 round.
I was up on 2 and drawn on 1. Okay, well, I suppose I kept one of the best pure boxers in the whole game. And he is that. He is a really... He's such a neat and tidy boxer. As I said to you all before, his footwork's exceptional. He's brilliant at what he does. He will be no cruiserweight that I have ever seen would beat him. Well, I think Holyfield will give him a fight, but he might just be too slim on it. His feet might be too good even for someone like him. But brilliant, mate. Just an exception.
I think it was an opinion around the ring as well, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you.
That most of us had you ahead at the end, and we were you know, I reckon it's one of your best ever boxing performances.
Definitely. I don't, you know what, the disappointing thing is he hit me hard in the third or fourth, and I copped in with a right hook on the head, and in all honesty, I don't remember fuck all after the third. I remember him telling me off for something, switching off or whatever, and then
He's such a big shot in the
I think
fight.
I had got it in the fifth, but I hit him hard in the fifth.
On the belt.
And I wasn't, he thought I was showboating, and in all honesty, I wasn't showboating to face the crowd. I knew it was frustrating him, because no one's ever made him miss. And no one's feet are good enough to make him fall short, and it did frustrate him. I could see it visibly in his face. And I also know I copped him with a right hook that he will have felt. His manager just said to me, he said, you punch very hard, but it's all well, I'm not saying that any for me. So he's just brilliant at what he does, mate. I can't knock him. He's the best fighter I've ever fought. He's the best fighter I've ever shared the ring with. And it's all down to the feet. People don't watch boxing and see the same shit that I see. The things that can make such a massive difference. He's not the biggest puncher, he's a stiff puncher, he can get you respect. In the third round when he hit me, I thought, I understand now finally why they don't just jump all over you and rough you up. My plan was going in, rough him up, hit him to the body, and make it very, very uncomfortable for him. But in all honesty, I couldn't actually get close to him to grip him down. My plan was to wrestle him a little bit, foot him up, really annoy him. And every time I got close, I couldn't grip him. He was just, he's brilliant. You've got a good one there, loud fuckface. Fucking came with the champion, went with the champion.
They said to me, the promoter came to me actually in the corridor after me. You don't remember him?
Because you spent a fucking
24 hours.
Nah, he's a good, you've got a fucking champion in him. As I say, stay away from the monsters. I think he could actually, I'm not going to say the looks, I'll start setting people up now, but I'll just wait. I'll be watching, I'll be a fan going forward, and I'll just enjoy getting, I shouldn't say getting fat, she's looking at me to say you fucking won't get fat. I'm going to get bigger, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back to 17 stone, what I was when I started this bastard camp. Yeah, I just want to enjoy life, lad, normal life. What you guys take for granted, I haven't been able to do. If you want to have a pint on a Saturday night with the lads, you want to go to the match and stay behind and have a pint, I haven't been able to do that maybe for 20 years when I feel like, so I just want a normal life.
Any more?
No, that's brilliant.
Alright? Alright.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play, so make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.